Hello everyone, welcome to FICOanalyst.com, specialized in FICO support and training. My name is Raghu and I am knowledge partner at FICOanalyst.com. Today I would like to take you through the business process around asset acquisition. So basically the asset acquisition has got many different processes through which you can acquire an asset and capitalize it. First and foremost thing is that if you want to acquire an asset, you can use FI process, which is as an FI entry, and part of that you will have F-90 transaction code. Using offset to a vendor, you can post it to an asset. So in this process, basically you are debiting the asset and crediting the vendor, and subsequently you will be paying the vendor. So and asset would be from the day that is acquired would be capitalized, based on the asset value date. And there is another process within FI. You can use that as an auto offset account instead of vendor. You can use the auto offset GL account and using a transaction code ABZON, and you can post the asset. In this transaction, asset will be debited and a GL account which is configured part of your configuration will be credited. And you can also use, instead of auto offset account, you can use F-91, which is offsetting to a manual GL account, and then you can post to the asset. Meaning here asset would be debited and a separate GL account would be created, and that GL account would be kind of a clearing account. And these are all FI transactions with which you can acquire an asset. Apart from that, you can also use affiliate company, transferring from affiliate company to this company. So that is another transaction code, which is ABZP, a transaction code that you can use and transfer from another company to this company, by which you can acquire asset in this company. And apart from that, you have internal orders and project systems through which you can acquire an asset. And basically when you're using internal orders or project systems, kind of settlements. So KO88, in this case, the internal order is a settlement that I'm talking of, and you can acquire an asset. So initially you post from FI to internal orders or project systems, and subsequently you will build your asset using these transactions. And then you can also use asset under construction scenario to acquire a final asset, in which initially you are posting from internal order to asset under construction, and subsequently you are when settling that to the final asset. Using again KO88 transaction code, you would be acquiring the asset here in this case. Sometimes if you are using production planning module, in-house production, so instead of procuring this asset, you are building the asset in-house. So in that case, after building the asset, you can use a transaction code, using a manual general ledger, and post it to asset here, right? So there is a transaction code ABZE. In this transaction code, you can build the asset after building it in your premises. Okay, so but posting that asset as acquisition using ABZE transaction. And if you are using a PP module for the production, and if you have a production order kind of scenario, so that is also one of the variations that you can use production order. Or if it is a repetitive manufacturing, you can use cost collectors. And after building that through this PP module and cost collectors or production orders, and then you can pretty much settle that order to the asset. That way you can build an asset. That is also one kind of acquisition. So the transaction code is again KO88 is for the settlement that you will use. So these are the various types of acquisitions that you can have a business process. And there is another one, like now you can just use a purchase order and post a goods issue using Vigo transaction, and then post your asset. So apart from these transactions, you can visualize different kinds of scenarios based on the company requirement. Okay, and then once the asset is acquired, it will be capitalized. So from the day it is capitalized, definitely every asset will have number of years to survive, right? Like the useful life, and based on the useful life, then asset would start its life and start getting depreciated. So every year, like for example, year one, the asset which is acquired, and year two, obviously that asset would be depreciated a little bit, and then like that, and then year three, again it will be depreciated further. Year four, depreciated further. So slowly the asset value will become lesser and lesser, and towards the end, asset would be definitely retired. Once the retirement takes place, then asset will disappear from the company and from the balance sheet accounts as well as from the company's premises. So this is the overall scenarios which are related to the asset acquisition. Of course, like the lifetime I explained here, but the acquisition wise, these are the different scenarios that you can visualize. Okay, and then I mean, like acquisition is one kind of business process in asset accounting. There are many business processes, and please contact us for your FICO training or support, and we are experts in explaining the business process and configuring and showing the demos to you. Our contact number is 619-800-1235. We have experts to work with you on your FSCO implementation, support, and training. And this is FSCOanalyst.com delivery, and please contact. And in next demo, I would show asset procurement through the purchase order as a demo, and you please wait for that demo. Thank you. Appreciate your time for this demo. Any questions, you can email to Sriman at FICOanalyst.com.